Haven't been back here since that night. And that very first confrontation with my better half. The original Peter Parker. The so-called real Spider-Man. I still don't remember much between the explosion at the stadium and waking up at the foot of the smokestack. But I always figured that he brought me here for some reason. I can't help wondering if Peter ever faced a moment like this. If he ever saw his entire life reduced to a single object that just might be an answered prayer. And I wonder if it scared him half as much as me. Jack sacrificed himself to share the secret. Or did he? This computer disk could hold a miracle. New evidence that I'm actually the one true Peter Parker. Or it could be another one of the Jackal's sick jokes. After all these years away, all the dreams and the doubts, I still can't help but wonder what Peter would have done. But it really doesn't matter. Because I'm not Peter Parker. Not that Peter Parker. Not anymore. And Ben Reilly no longer needs validation from anything, anybody, but me. Jackal only reminded me of that again tonight. My own rootless existence, each and every friend and foe along the way, has long since proven that life is in the living. Everyone's a critic, and you're probably not too far from crazy already. Do we tell you how to scowl and be all mysterious? Bantering while battling is our thing. I've practically raised it to an art form. Different styles and strokes, my man. Although there is something very familiar about you. Your speed and agility kind of remind me of... Whoa! A little help here? Say it. Oh, come on. Say my name. Okay. Help me, Scarlet Spider. You're my only hope. Was that so hard? Suddenly, when you need help, the name trips off the tongue, doesn't it? Pretty soon you're going to be adding a hoodie to your costume. Look out! Behind you! Too late. It's got hold of me. Kane? I warned you to keep moving. But no. You had to keep up the wisecracks. I should just leave you. Like you both left me. What are you blabbering about? It can wait. This can't. A hero. Not me. It's funny. I may be the real Parker, but Peter's still the one I think of as the real hero. Pete had the courage to marry the woman he loved and set up a real life for himself. Me? I'm just a pathetic clown who spends all my time obsessing about personal problems when I should be out saving lives. Sure, I may have hit a real bad string of luck, but I've wasted way too much time wallowing in self-pity. I'm through focusing on myself. I swear, I'm going to start using my power with greater responsibility and finally become the hero that Spider-Man should... What the? My apartment! It's been stripped bare. Everything I own is gone. Wait, there's something scrawled on the floor. Aw, man. The hits just keep coming. Shirley's a good woman. She treats me with respect, pays me more than the job is worth. But she's big on doling out advice. I know she means well, but it gets under my skin sometimes. So I just smile, nod, and then mop up the vomit in the bathroom. When my shift's over, I head home, pick at some questionable leftovers, and then spend hours trying and failing to fall asleep. Maybe it's just the after effects of letting carry on in my head. Or maybe it's what Shirley and Dr. Kafka said. Maybe I do need friends. Maybe I can't go on living my life walled off? Damn roaches. Bad enough when they're crawling up the walls, but when they get into my bed, that's... Wait, that's not a roach. That's a... scorpion. Hope I didn't wake you, Spider-Man. I spend the next few weeks turning the city upside down, pumping every low-level thug, every mob kingpin, for information about my hidden enemy, and I start to get paranoid. Is it Harry Osborn, back from the dead? Or even Norman? Or even not him? I have to consider every possibility. Not the Jackal, the man who created my clone, who shattered my identity, him. Shipwrecked my life. I saw him die. Yet a part of me is terrified that he's going to come back and do it all over again. Thank God for Edward. He helped me through. And I see the beginnings of a real friendship. I wish I could say the same for John Diaz. I feel for the guy. He seems so lost and alone. But John's also needy, desperate. Calling at all hours, showing up uninvited at my apartment, stalking me. I have no choice but to cut him loose. And Dr. Kafka, for all my complaints about her playing psychiatrist, rooting around in my head, I find myself opening up to her. She's wise, compassionate, kind. And in a sad world, kindness is in short supply. And there's always work to distract me from my search. I'm actually starting to like it at the daily grind. Shirley's a great boss. The customers don't annoy me too much, and hey, I get all the free coffee I can drink. I don't know what I'm doing here at the old house. Peter and MJ are in Portland. Aunt May is gone, and the place is empty. I guess they'll sell it eventually. But I'm glad it's still there. Still ours. Ours? Maybe it belongs to them, but not to me. Not anymore. So many memories of May and Uncle Ben. The two finest people I've ever known. And yet, I spent 5 years thinking that I didn't really know them. That those precious memories were implanted. Lies. And in some ways, they are. They feel like dreams. Fragments of a past life. And maybe it's better this way. Because some of those memories are too awful to bear. What am I doing here? Is it nostalgia? Grief? Or maybe I'm here to finally close the book. If I'm ever going to create a life for myself as Ben Reilly, I can't keep holding on to the past. I have to let it go. One thread in the intricate tapestry that defined me. No, not me. Him. Parker. But after 5 long years on the road, that name, that life, is behind me now. So far behind me that it seems like a dream. I may have been Peter Parker once, but I'm Ben Reilly now. And I always will be. But the problem is, I don't know who Ben Reilly is. 5 years ago, I discovered I was Parker's clone. A bargain basement knockoff of a human being, created by Miles Warren, the Jackal, a living weapon in his war against Parker's alter ego, Spider-Man. Everything I'd ever known, felt, believed, experienced, all of it was a lie. So I turned my back on Parker's world, taking his uncle's first name and his aunt's maiden name. My only concession to the past, and I got on a motorcycle and I rode west. I lived 100 lives as I crossed America. Made my way to Europe, Asia, but no matter how desperately I tried to make Reilly into a man, instead of a mannequin, I failed. At least until I met Janine. Her love was the only thing that seemed real in the shadow world I inhabited. But even that was eventually lost to me. No, one other thing was horribly real. My brother, my fellow clone Kane, whose entire existence seemed focused on destroying mine, and now Janine and Kane are both in prison. And me? These past few months, my life was upended again by 2 staggering events. The death of the aunt whose memory gave me so much solace during my years away, and the discovery that the person we all believed was Peter was the clone. And I was the true Peter Parker. But I couldn't just step into a life that was no longer mine. I wasn't Peter. He and Mary Jane were expecting their first child. So they went off to Portland, and I pray they find the happily ever after they deserve. While that is the question, right, Hamlet? What do I do? Sure, it's great to be back in New York City. Great to be Spider-Man again. Swinging over the streets, taking down the bad guys. Now that's a life I understand. But Reilly's life? I'm just a ghost, haunting myself. And sometimes, late at night, I can't help wondering, what if they were wrong? What if I'm not the real one? What if I am some inhuman monster birthed in a chemical stew? What? Now this is more like it. When I slip on the mask, I slap on the web shooters, I know exactly who I am, what's expected of me. And I'm happy. Happy because there's a homicidal maniac on the loose? Is that the person I've become? No, that's not it. I'm happy because, as Spider-Man, I can find the meaning and purpose I'm missing. Because I know I can make a positive difference in the world. There were times in the past, in that dream life I lived before, when I thought being Spider-Man was a curse. But now, I see so clearly that it's a blessing. Peter? We have to talk. Yeah, maybe we do. Look, we can't stay out here. If anyone should see us. I remember the first time I climbed this tree. I must have been 5, 6 years old, and I couldn't get down. Uncle Ben climbed up to help me, and then he got stuck too. Aunt May finally had to call the fire department to get us both down. God, was Ben embarrassed. I said we can't stay out here. If you've got something on your mind, we'd better. I'm leaving. What? Why? Please, don't pretend you're not relieved. Let's face it. With May back and me out of your life, you have a real shot at happiness for the first time in... Well, maybe it's the first time ever. But how can you leave after what the Jackal told us? We both have to face the possibility that I might be the real one, and you might be the clone, or that we might both be clones. You don't believe that any more than I do. All the Jackal wanted was to mess with our minds, hurt us more than he already has. We both know the truth. You're the real Peter Parker, and I'm Ben Reilly. Fact is, after all my time away, that's who I am. We may share a common past, common memories, but the years have made me a very different man. This place, this life, I don't think I'd know what to do with it if it was handed to me on a silver platter. But you? Grab your chance at happiness. Grab hope, Peter, and don't let go. What about you? Where will you? I've seen a lot of the world these past 5 years, and there's a lot more waiting for me. So I guess I'd better get going, huh? Take care of yourself, Ben. And you take care of them, you hear? 'Cause if you blow this, I'll be back to straighten you out. I don't doubt it. Keep in touch, okay? And let me know if there's anything I know. I promise you, you'll never see me or hear from me again. Hey, Peter. Your boss slipped and fell. Hell of a night, isn't it? Ben? Please, I'm working. Call me Chasm. I knew you were alive. I could feel it. Thank God, are you okay? I don't think you understand what's happening here. You threw me away, but I'm back to take back the life you stole from me, and your whole city will suffer until I get what I want. Wait, all this? This is you? You thought I'd just go away? Ben, I'm sorry about what happened, but you know I can't let you do this. I thought you might say that, which is why your spidey sense just started tingling. Oh wait, no, it doesn't work with him, does it? What? And what are you gonna do about it? You know you can't beat me, right? And what gives you that idea? You've been holding back for so long you don't even know you're doing it. Not me. I've got all the power and none of the responsibility. I don't want to hurt you, Ben. Yeah? I can tell. Ben, I have to be honest, that's not how I remember it. It's absolutely how I remember it. You just said your memory was destroyed. Did I? That part's foggy. What? No, I'm not doing this. It doesn't matter. Anyone who threatens my city has a problem. Then Peter, believe me, we have a big problem. Not we. You. Tough day at the office? Let them go. All of them. I'd love to, Peter, but I didn't go to all the trouble of making Limbo look like your home. To have you turn down my hospitality. Now, what say you take a little nibble and we call it a day? No. I know what you want from me. What do you think I stole from you? All you have to do is take a bite to put things right. You can end this. You and your friends can go home. I'm not playing along, Ben. You're not gonna break me. I'm being nice. I could always just force this down your throat. I don't think you can, or you would have already. I think I have to eat it willingly, which means I'd have to give up hope. And if you're waiting on that, you really have lost your mind. I'll never let you leave, Peter. I don't plan on asking for permission.